So we all know that audio is an important element when making a video. So this is a little bit of troubleshooting when you go out into the field and you want to catch a band playing or someone doing a lecture or things like that. This is just troubleshooting when you get out there about if something goes wrong, what might it be? And this is for the Panasonic DV100B camera, and this is brought to you by FC Pan, Channel 97 Comcast. So if you're not getting any sound in the headphones, you want to go to the back of the camera, and right below the power button, you're going to see this little area has headphones and where the remote plugs in. There's going to be actually a little housing that goes over that. It's made of plastic that you're going to have to pull down to access the headphone jack, but it's located right there in the back of the camera. Can't miss it. And yeah, make sure you're plugged in. It's always the first step. So you're going to want to check that the audio levels for your monitor are turned up high enough that you can hear what's going on in the environment. So as you can see here, there are two buttons. One increases, one decreases. It's pretty easy. But when you put headphones on, if you see a signal and you know you're getting a signal, but you just can't hear it, make sure that this is turned up. This is usually the culprit when you're out in the field of thinking that you didn't get audio when you very well could have. So look here first, and then a little side note is just that when you adjust this, you're not going to adjust the actual level of the audio that's being recorded. So this is only for your benefit. It will not make any impact on the recording itself. These levels will actually affect the recording itself. So you have channel 1, channel 2. When you plug into input 2, you'll be getting the stereo signal of both of those channels. And you can adjust them independently, which is a nice element as well. And yes, when you adjust these, you're going to watch on your display, your audio bars are going to be moving up and down throughout that. And you want to keep it in the low red. Every once in a while, at its loudest moments, you're going to want that to happen. But this is where you would actually control the level of volume for the recording itself, and that's on right below the display, left-hand side. So an important thing to remember, okay, am I plugged in? If I'm running an external mic, it does have an internal mic, but we highly suggest using the external mics. Input 2 gives you the stereo channel. For one mic, I recommend it. You get left and right. You have to make sure, as we see, well, first of all, if we go bottom left, that that's input 2 on the second one down. And then if you go top right of this into that photo, you need to make sure that your channel 1 select and your channel 2 select are on input 2. You're telling the camera to go there for any kind of audio signal. And then you also need to, on the input 1 and input 2 that follow, what that is, that's phantom power. So you need to make sure that at least the input 2 phantom power is on if you don't have a battery in the microphone. And I like to use phantom power. The other element is just directly below that. Make sure the input 2 is on mic and not line, unless you are running a direct line like a keyboard or something directly into the camera. But a lot of what we do, it's microphone work, so make sure that it's on mic. So again, just about your audio levels, as you see the top bar is just going to be clipping. You're going to get signal that is really loud. It's going to include everything that's in the room, and then it's also going to give you a click at the end of it because it's peaked, and you don't want it to peak. But what you do want it to do is fall as close to staying the last white bar before red, and then on average. But then if it goes up into the red, that's fine every once in a while, but try and keep it from peaking. That's the important part. So of these two bars, make it bar number 2, the one the arrow's pointing at, and not bar number 1. That's just too loud. So the last slide is just mic proximity. It just deals with if you're using a boom mic and it's mounted to the camera, look to 3 to 5 feet range for clarity, for being able to set your levels on the camera to a comfortable where you're still getting everything nice and clear. It's including everything is clear but not overwhelming, but is still clear enough to pick up detail, which is great. So that's all.